YouTube, how are you now? Sean back here from the EDC Den, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well in this holiday season. Today, guys, we are looking at a knife from Real Steel Knives. This is the G5 Metamorph. I'm not too familiar with Real Steel Knives. I know they have a ton of selections out there. It's not a company that I'm too familiar with. I believe they are newer to the market. In fact, it didn't cross my radar until I did see it on the online classifieds. I saw it for a great price. It's in really good condition. So I decided to pick it up to see what it's all about. And overall, I'm glad I did. So let's take a look at it and see what we're dealing with here. So this is a very light knife with aluminum handles. It's 2.6 ounces. It has a 3.5-inch blade. There's the maker, Real Steel. The model, the G5 Metamorph. The designer is Ostap Hell. I believe he's a Polish designer. And the blade steel 14C28N. Definitely an attractive blade shape here. Got some nice jimping on the top, and it does work well. A nice swedge in the top of the blade. And this super pointy tip. Really nice and even grind on both sides. 3.5-inch blade, sharpened all the way back to this little choil area. Really nice satin finish on this 14C28N steel. So a pretty interesting knife. This is a front flipper design. So like you would normally have a flipper tab back here. Here you've got the flipper on the front, and you're meant to engage that with your thumb or your index finger, I believe. I don't love having to do that. It's a little awkward around the tripod here, but you saw me get it open with not too much effort using the thumb. I find I have better success just kind of pinching it at the top of the knife, using my index finger like so. Comes flying right out. So I can get this flipped out pretty much every single time. That's with the index finger. Here's the thumb opening. See if I have any mishaps with the thumb after a couple tries. No, it's pretty good. I guess once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad. I do prefer a typical flipper design. I'm not entirely sold on the front flipper action. Other reviewers said that if you're going to try front flipper, this is a pretty nice kind of budget range to go with, just to see if you do like the action. So decided to check it out. It's fine, but I do prefer, if you're going to have a flipping knife, to just have kind of the classic flipper tab back here. I just feel like my fingers fall in a more natural position. And then when the blade does come open, I'm just more ready to grip the knife with my hand than I am with this one. You know, this knife is in a different price point, but it does work like most other regular flippers with the tab at the back. So I just feel like that is a better position rather than a front flipper. If you're having trouble with the grip and you don't think you can get it open with the flipper here, you can always just kind of start the blade opening with your thumb. Just get it going like that. Push it in, get started, and this nice smooth action, it's very easy to just finish off the opening like that. Or just take your index finger and follow the flipper all the way through. So it's a pretty fun fidget knife with the multiple ways of opening it. I tend to go with this one, the index finger over top. I think these go for about $50 or $60 US. I believe I got mine for $35 Canadian. So I'm pretty pleased with this knife at that price. I do carry it quite a bit just because it's so easy and light to carry. You just slip this right in. You won't even know that you have it on you. The blade does come out. It rotates on bearings. Little bearing system that is in there. It's very smooth. This is a very light blade, but it does have that kind of drop shut action to it. So a very nice, pointy, very sharp blade, quite thin in profile, very slicey, very pokey. There's your nice pivot. That looks pretty good in my opinion. Again, rotates on bearings for a very smooth action. Excellent centering. So here we've got the aluminum handles in kind of a gray-blue color. You can see some machining here for grip, as well as a bit of concave. It does go in a little bit. With that said, this is not a grippy knife. It's quite slippery. If your hands are cold or wet or sweaty, you're not going to have great purchase on this. Here we've got an aluminum back spacer, a deep carry pocket clip, which is excellent. This knife carries really well given how slim it is, and with this nice deep carry clip, kind of just a low profile pocket clip. Really well done on the clip in my opinion. On the inside here we've got nested liners, skeletonized. So a bit of strength and still nice and lightweight. This is a liner lock knife. You can see there just about 50%. Got some cuts, quite sharp actually, but it does provide good grip for closing the blade. So I saw this online, and why did I decide to pick it up? Well, for one thing, it was a company that I'm not familiar with. So that's one thing. The next thing was a collaboration with a custom knife maker. I always like to look out for collaborations like that. Generally, you get some nice design elements out of that, and I think you do get some nice design elements in this knife from Mr. Ostap. Of course, it being a second-hand knife, the price was really great. I liked that it was lightweight. It was slim, it carries well, has the nice deep carry pocket clip which retains the knife in your pocket just perfectly. The only knocks I would say would be the lack of grip and the front flipper action versus the regular flipper action, but I mean, you're buying a front flipper, so you know what you're getting. I don't know that I can knock the knife for that. I just think I mean that in general, I prefer a classic flipper tab at the back rather than a front flipper design. Another thing I like is how nicely the blade tucks into the handle. You can see there it's totally buried. You also almost wouldn't even think that this is a knife. It kind of looks like maybe a laser pointer for presentations or something like that. It doesn't look like a classic knife look for sure. And if you were to hand this to somebody, I don't even think they could get it open. You cannot pinch the blade at all. They'd probably be trying to press a button or something, trying to deploy the blade, not knowing that you have to activate this flipper. And the detent is quite strong. It takes quite a bit of pressure to get this thing to move, and then it just comes flying out. Not that that's like a intentional safety feature or anything, but I don't know. I thought it was kind of a bonus that it's just very unique looking, and the unique kind of opening system on it. I'll show you guys a couple size comparisons here. So size-wise, you're looking at a long, kind of thin, slim knife. And here are a couple of the knives in my collection that kind of fit the bill in that regard. That is the Almar Eagle HD. And here is the Spyderco Endura. So these are all just kind of lightweight knives with blades that are venturing close to 4 inches. Kind of slim, not blocky designs. These are all quite pocket friendly that way. So there we have it, guys. Just a quick video showing you another knife that I picked up from my online classifieds. I've had this for quite some time and just haven't showed you guys yet. I mentioned in my last video that I made a pledge not to buy any new knives in December, which I am sticking to that. We're getting close to the end of the month, thankfully, so I'll have some new knives to show you guys for the new year. Okay, friends, that's going to do it for today. I will see you real soon in the next video. Take care, everybody.